Well, senior advocate, Supreme Court of India. Sanjay Hegde, appreciate you being with us live on the broadcast. What do you make of what has transpired today, the acquittal of 12 of the accused? What do you attribute this to, Sanjay Hegde?
Well, that's a call for a court to take. It's based on the evidence, it's reading of the evidence, and what happens often in these cases is that the agencies cast a very wide dragnet, pull in all and sundry, then try to prove a kind of disconnected case. And people who are involved in one case often get pulled into other cases as well. So when the defense starts collating everything that is alleged against the people and then starts pointing out the discrepancies, that is when the principle of beyond all reasonable doubt then comes in. Intelligence, the investigating agencies are often pressurized both by the politicians as well as by media pressure to come up with fast results and close cases. They do not necessarily examine the evidence, nor are they guided by lawyers who can tell them that, look, this appears to be a gap. Please find enough evidence to close those gaps. Do not shoot at all and sundry. Concentrate your case on only the accused who actually matter. This kind of wide spatter dynamics, which we have seen not only in this case, but we have seen in a host of other cases. Now, if you remember the people in Bhima Koregaon, people who were nowhere on the site have all been pulled in. There have been other cases like that. I've been dealing with a few. Once a person is pulled in one case, then they investigating agencies, primarily to prevent the person from coming out on bail, they add them to some other cases also, and then weaken all the cases together. It is time that there is a review of procedures followed by the investigating agencies. It is time that the cases and charge sheets that they file are pre-audited and somebody takes responsibility for prosecuting them and to a successful conclusion, or at least to get into plea bargains and things like that with people who are not directly involved, who are peripherally involved in any case, so that at a later stage, an appeals court, which many years after the event reads the papers with a dispassionate mind and says, look, these are such gaping holes. I do not find a case which has been proved beyond reasonable doubt. That is what I assume has happened. One last thing before I stop.
Yes.
In this very case, there was Shahid Azmi, who was a lawyer there. And Shahid Azmi had made almost a similar kind of exercise earlier. And at the trial stage itself, had been able to elicit quite a few admissions. Unfortunately, the circumstances of his death are such that we do not really know.
Absolutely.
What fully
Absolutely.
happened.
Now, Sanjay, a quick follow-up question. What happens next? Do you believe this is a fit case which will be appealed in the Supreme Court? What is likely to happen next in this matter? And also, do you believe that all the accused could be actually released from jail? The court has said if they aren't wanted in any other cases, then they should be.
Of course, they should be released on jail if they're not wanted in any other cases. But as I said, that the investigating agencies might have very well pulled them into a few cases. That's what will happen, at least with the principal accused. Today, they are entitled to be released, and after 17 years, let us even assume the worst against them. Many of them would have been entitled to be released as having served a life sentence, or would have been entitled to remission thereafter. I think that this is a case which there will be an appeal. you can't expect the prosecuting agencies to sit tight and not file an appeal. But what an appellate court will do at a future stage, often when the record is big, the Supreme Court tends to say, okay, we'll look at it in our good time. And there have been cases where there have been acquittals by the High Court. For instance, there's been the Lajpat Nagar case where there was an acquittal by the High Court, but then it was overturned by a 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court. So if for today, the accused, those of whom are not facing any other cases, should be let out, and hopefully they can be rehabilitated in society and can go home with a clean name.
Okay, let me in fact also take that across to Sanjay Sahai.